Thanks so much for staying with us here on ARC Rochester. It's Wealth Wednesday, and today we're tackling the hottest money questions people are asking this summer.
So from car buying to timeshare troubles and whether or not you really need a financial advisor, we're joined now by wealth advisor Jarrett Felton to talk about these dollar dilemmas. Always good to see you, Jarrett.
Dollar dilemmas. It's great to see you. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
I'm sure when it comes, I mean, we just highlighted all of it. We'll start with car buying, right? I'm sure a lot of parents are looking at their 18-year-olds, they're getting ready for senior year, and they're thinking, all right, we probably got to get a car here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, all these questions just came by way of just things that people have asked me over the past 30 to 45 days. So these are fresh off the press. This isn't Wall Street. We're talking Main Street here. All right.
Okay.
So when it comes to the car buying thing, there is a rule of thumb. So the rule is called 20, 4, and 10. Those numbers all signify making sure that, you know, it's a 4-year term if you're going to finance it, right? You put 20% down, and then you want to make sure that your monthly payment is no greater than 10% of your gross monthly income. So I gave it to you kind of in reverse order because most people think about financing a car for 5 years or sometimes 6. So 20, 4, 10. That's just a statistical thing.
That can be kind of hard, especially given the car
interest rates and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the cost and you're like, wow, that's a lot.
I know. So I led with the numbers on the quantitative side. So let's talk about the qualitative side and getting it done. You got kids that are going back to school, kids turning 16, or maybe your car died unexpectedly. You know, some people want to pay cash for cars. We get that question a lot as well from current clients. And we just want to make sure that if people are using cash, it's not coming always from an emergency fund, you know, that they would otherwise need depending on where they are in life. So the goal in life is to make sure you have enough money to cover yourself in the event an emergency comes up. But to buy a car, we all know that that could be relatively pricey. And if it's for a kid, probably under the age of 18, you know, I wouldn't suggest going out there and buying him the newest Bentley, Porsche, or Maserati. I say start small. If you can pay for it cash, you know, and it's cheap, go for it. But keep in mind, a car is a depreciating asset. If we knew that a stock was going to drop, would you put your money in? Probably not. Especially if you knew you'd get rid of it in 4 years or 5, probably not. So let's try and think about that with cars too. Spend the least that you can on a vehicle for the best so-called value. And if you're going to finance it, remember the rule 20-4-10.
I think it's really interesting when you had talked about the down payment, 20%, right? That was the percentage. Is there room for negotiation in that? Because I think oftentimes you want to put down more so that the monthly payment is less. Is that like a general?
That's always a debate, right? And I think it's all going to be situational. I personally, and this is not the professional, I don't put anything down if I ever were to buy or lease a car. I just don't, because it's a depreciating asset. I don't care. I'm more principle based. Now, if it turns into I got to get my payment to a certain amount, that may cost you more up front, but just realize that additional money that you're spending on this down payment doesn't come back to bite you in other areas of your life where emergencies or situations may pop up. Don't overcommit to a car and down payments just to get your payment low and expose yourself and your family and those that depend upon you in other areas of your life. So I'd say be mindful of that. It's all about connecting all the dots. It's not all about car.
Sure.
It's about there's other things too in your life that you have to be mindful and cognizant of.
Let's talk timeshares.
Yeah,
I know. That's written on here, too.
I know. I was going to get teed up. People are going to get me for this one, but go ahead.
No, so, I mean, let's get into it. It sounds so appealing, right?
Yeah. So, for me, you know, I got a call last week from a client that was in Vegas. And first question was, what are you doing there? Right? They don't like to gamble all that much. They said the food is fantastic and hotels are relatively cheap. So I said, okay, so why are you calling? It was like Sunday at like 2 p.m. And she had said that she was looking at a timeshare and she's in the middle of a presentation and the person said that they have to make a decision in the next like hour or two and that they ended up paying for a hotel room that night to try and woo her. So my thing was, hey, I would first off the gate say no. I am skeptical. I got my antennas up at all times. My natural response is always going to be probably no if it comes to other people's money because I'm more conservative with it. But in this case, I told her, I was like, you know, you got to think of and remember 3 things. Number 1, what are the hidden costs associated with and the maintenance of carrying this timeshare over time? And that's usually in the small print. But if there's pressure tactics to make a decision in a short period of time, and if someone's not used to reading contracts, they're probably going to miss. Number 2, what is the true value of that timeshare and the ability for you to actually use it? Like, are you actually really going to get there? In a world of Airbnb, VRBO, short-term rentals, you know, you're in Vegas and hotels are cheap because they want you to gamble and drink. Like, let's just be honest. With a little bit of intentionality and planning, you can probably find yourself a great vacation without saddling yourself with a timeshare that could cost you between $15,000 and sometimes $30,000 and $40,000 financed over a long period of time, paying interest and fees. And then last but not least, the third item in a timeshare, because I get real passionate about this, is the ability to resell it.
Yeah.
Like, if you buy this, sometimes people have come to me with a balance sheet and said, I own a timeshare. Is it an asset? Sure. But how liquid is it? Could you ever get out of it? Side story, kind of a personal one. My mother actually had 3 timeshares growing up. I didn't even really know. We used maybe 2 weekends out of a total of 8 or 9 years before she passed away in 2005 of even using it.
Wow.
So think about the people that industry is like preying on. People that are on vacations with families, they want to recreate these experiences. Just hear me when I say this loud and clear. I think timeshares are sold, they're not bought.
That's a really good point.
I was gonna ask if, because there's always a knee-jerk reaction when it comes to timeshares. You say that word and
Everyone's
there's always,
like,
but are there good timeshare deals that are out there?
Listen, like anything, sure. There's good stocks, there's bad stocks. There's good people in this world, and there are terrible people in this world. Same applies to timeshares, but you gotta read between the lines, get into the details of these things. But the only thing, I told her all this stuff in a matter of 2 minutes. So she asked me, I said, now's your time to listen. Since you asked, let me speak, say nothing. She's like, okay. Told her all those 3 things. Hidden fees, maintenance, resale costs, and are you gonna use it? And she's just like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this. And I go, last but not least, if you hear nothing I said, just remember this. If you can sleep on it and still make the decision tomorrow after you've checked all your finances because you didn't think about that when you went in there, and you have a peace of mind about it, live your life. I'm not going to tell you that, but people hire me and my firm to give them sound financial advice from a fiduciary perspective. My goal is to protect your money and the money that people in your household depend on.
Jarrett, we're out of time, but real quick, I know
Sure.
you wanted to talk about
okay.
If it's a good idea to hire a financial advisor.
I know, we can wait. No, we can wait.
You want to wait on that?
Yeah, let's wait, because that could be a topic in and of itself. And the other one is, what happens when you win a lot of money or come into money fast? Lottery, sell a business, you inherit stuff. We could talk about all that stuff.
What a tease.
Oh!